Hello Muleys, in this video I'm going to show you how to create a JWT token and how to use it to call using HTTP Requestor. So basically think that there is an existing API which has JWT policy. I will show you how to apply a policy in API manager. It's very easy, but the thing is, if you want to call an existing API, how to generate a JWT token and how to use it in HTTP requester, something like this. This HTTP requester is a API which we are going to call, which has JWT authentication. And let's see, there are a lot of videos on internet how to basically call how to apply a JWT policy or how to call HTTP requester. But here I would like to stress on few points which as a developer you might make some mistakes. So let's get started. So before that, I would like to show you that I have deployed an existing API, okay, one normal API, and I have applied a JWT policy already. You can see JWT validation. You might be surprised to see this view. This is the latest view that we have. I'll show you again, but for now I wanted to show you that I have an existing API. You can see here. So I am using the custom header with JWT as the name. Okay, if I go here and if I show you the edit configuration, so here I am using a custom expression. That means I have to pass the token as JWT in the headers, and then I am using the HMAC signing method. The signing key length is 256 characters and I am using the text. And here one thing you might need to remember, that when you are applying the policy, I will show you how to do that, but when you are applying policy for the first time, you have to make sure that you remember this 256-bit character, or else, because once the policy is applied, you won't be able to view this secret key. This is basically the secret key which we will use. Okay, so if the operation team is taking care of this, make sure that you inform them to provide the secret key that they are using, because once this is already I have applied the policy, so you won't be able to see this secret key. Okay, for the first time I will show you again. By removing the policy I will try to add, but please make sure that you note down this 256-bit character, a 256-bit secret key which you will be using here. Okay, and skip client validation for now, and I have already applied this, so I am cancelling it. So if you go here, JWT, here I am using some encrypted code or token, I can say, and I am sending the request. You can see I am getting message success. If I mess with any of the characters, if I send the request, it will say invalid token. So how to get this value? Okay, so for this, if you go to JWT, before going to this, guys, I have seen a wonderful solution here, because there is something okay, I'll explain you later when we are checking the code. But before that, how to get the encoded key, right? So basically you can go to jwt.io. okay, if you click on learn more about JWT, right, let me just copy. So here everything is explained clearly. So basically you will have only three things which you need to remember. It is the header, it is the payload, and it is the signature. So there are three parts: header, payload, and signature. I'll tell you in very simple steps. Okay, first things which needs to be done is convert this header and payload into base64 URL encoded. It is not the base64 what you think. Usually we have base64 mule4, you have a something like 2 base64. This is not the base64 which we need to do. So we have something in Java, base64 URL encoded. So this again I am trying to stress this point, because this is the common mistake which many developers does. This 2 base64 is not the base64 thing which you need to do. Okay, so we don't have anything as of now in MuleSoft, something called base64 encoded URL JavaScript. For example, if I show you whatever I am talking here is the different base64 encoded URL. We don't have anything in MuleSoft, but how to, you know, how to get this base64 encoded URL? For that I saw an article, someone has posted the answer here. So they are using a logic, like, you know, they are trying to replace, first they are converting it to our to base64, which is, you know, our general mule4 function base64, and then what they are trying to do is they are trying to replace the slash with underscore, okay, and the hyphen with equal to, okay. So this is how it will convert the base64, the actual to base64 to base64 encoded URL. So we don't have any function as of now to convert this into base64 encoded URL, but this is the best solution by replacing the slash and hyphen to underscore and equal to. That will give us the actual base64 encoded URL, okay. So again, coming back to this, header and payload are first converted to this base64 encoded URL, and then we are going to apply the hash map thing, okay. So if you go here, if you go to jwt.io directly, and yep, if you see here, I'm using the algorithm as HS256. Whatever algorithm you want, you can use it. So type is JWT, usually this is common, okay. Type is JWT and the algorithm type you have to define, okay. Then the payload, any name you can give, like for example Sravan Lingam, it doesn't matter. This is the payload, this is the actual data. You can see here, verify the signature is what they are saying. So they are converting this HMAC SHA256. So here you can see that they are converting the basics, they are converting it to base64 URL encoded header plus dot, because the token, you can see there are three different type of colors. One is the red one, is the encoded base64 header, then dot the payload value dot the secret key, okay. So here you need to define, you need to give your 256-bit secret key. For now I have saved it somewhere, okay. So I just went 256 bit means it is around 64 characters pin, okay. So copy this, go back to your this thing. You can see this is just a direct you know, key which I have generated, so it is not encoded one. That's the reason I am not checking this box. If you are checking, if you think that it is a base64 encoded value, just use it, but here this is not a base64 encoded value, so I am unchecking it so that internally it will convert to base64 and then do the verification with the signature. So by this we are able to get this token, so that we are using in our Postman, okay. Paste it and send it. You can see I am getting message success. So this is how to do, like when you are calling via Postman. But all this stuff, you know, all these conversions and all, how to do in our code while when we are calling the HTTP requester is the question, right? So for that, it's pretty simple. What I would like to suggest is, if you go here, the first part is you have a header and a payload. So just try to convert that into string, okay. To convert it into a string, we are using the write function. You can see my header data is this, and I am converting it to string by using the write function. Similarly, payload doesn't matter, whatever values you have, it can change, you know. Sometimes people will have some UUID or some correlation ID or timestamp, which often change. It doesn't affect on our JWT policy, so don't really worry about the payload. So I am converting this payload again into string, okay. The next string is very important. As I said, I have found this solution in one of the help.mulesoft.com, how to convert this base64 encoded URL. I told you, like they are replacing, first they are converting into base64, which we have the normal function, right, to base64, and then replacing the outcome of that by replacing / with underscore and you know, plus with hyphen and equal to with empty space, okay. So this will convert to actual base64 encoded URL. It's not encoded URI, it is encoded URL. So here, if you can see here, again we are using a total 3 libraries. One is crypto library, binaries and URL. you can see here in the header I'm using vars.jwt header. The reason you might be asking, like, you can directly convert this into write. No, if you directly convert here, like something like write of this thing, it is not having proper forward slashes and all. So that's the reason I had to convert it before and use it here. So here the header, right? So whatever you can see, the forward slashes or backward slashes or underscores, they will be replaced accordingly. And this is the payload, string payload. So these both are in string. And the secret key, so this is the secret key which we need to use whenever we are when we have basically I know the secret keys because I have already applied the policy and I was the one who created this secret key. But if you are calling a third party API, please don't forget to ask them the secret key. They have to provide you the 256-bit secret key. 256-bit because I have chosen the 256-bit, but whatever characters, so whatever bits it is, please make sure that 256-bit means 64 characters. Okay, and then we have something like this. So here the mixed one is nothing but the base64 encoded header plus payload. And the next thing is, right, if you go back to JWT token, the third part is this one, right? So basically this secret key. So whatever you are doing this block, right? So here we are doing that. Okay, for that what we are using, first, before this base64 encoded, I am calling a function HMACBinary. It is one of the crypto binaries. And then this particular function accepts two things. One is the secret key as binary, which is nothing but this one, and mixed one as binary HMAC SHA 256. So this is the function. I will try to paste this logic in the description, you can take it. So this mixed is nothing but the header encoded part plus dot payload encoded. Okay, you can see here, right? Header encoded dot payload encoded dot secret one, three things. So here we will be getting this. So let's see, the application is already deployed on local. I'm trying to call using HTTP requester. So now it's localhost. I'll send it the request. I'll show you one by one. So here you can see it is in the form of string. The payload is in the form of string. Next, you can see token is generated, something like this. Okay, and then if you see, the message is success, right? So this is how you need to generate a JWT token in your MuleSoft code to call using HTTP requester. So very simple, and thanks for the solution provided, whoever it is here, this person. So this is how you have to, because we don't have a function in DataWeave to convert to base64 encoded URL data. So it's pretty simple. Just follow this documentation. If you want to test using Postman, this is the best way, like to get this, to generate this value. So you can have your header, your payload, and you can give your 64 or 256-bit character secret key or whatever it is here, and you will get a token. Copy this token and you can call it via Postman, like if at all you are basically using it. But this is how you have to do. So next thing is the thing which I have told, how to apply a policy. First I will delete this policy. I will show you how to apply a JWT policy. That is also very simple. Again guys, this is a new view. So if you click on policies, click on add policy, the view of API manager has changed. You might be observing that. So we have all these categories, whatever it is. So here it is, JWT validation is under security, or you can also directly search by JWT, you will get. So under which category it belongs to, it will show you. So this is under security category. Click on next. Next thing is, I want to pass this JWT token in as a header. You can change it whatever you like. For now I am keeping JWT, so that I have to use the same header key. Next, I am using HMAC method. If you are using RSA, you can click on RSA. Next, the signing length key, I am using 256-bit. That's what I was saying. 256-bit is nothing but you have to create a 64 character length of secret key. Okay, I'm using text. Again, please don't forget to read these things, because for example, JWT key, right, the shared secret key in this method for HMAC purpose, and for our RSA signing, ignore this field. All right, so if you click on show, it is saying your 256 blah 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 code. Okay, so what I will do is I will remove it, and then I will go here. I was just checking if my characters are 64 or not, because it is 256 bit. I will copy it, go back here, paste it. Okay, and for now I am skipping the client validation and just click on apply. Okay, again, the reason why I was asking you to save this secret key is, once we have applied, you can see when you click the edit configuration, you won't be able to see this key anymore. It will be masked. Okay, so make sure that you are having this secret key, whether with you or ops team, you have to make sure that it is saved somewhere, and then you can easily public call this, and you can see I'm able to call this API. So hope you like this video. So the key points which I was stressing again and again is something called Base64 encoded URL is not the same of which is like to Base64. It is quite different. So we are doing some replacements to achieve this functionality. Then next thing is this JWT.io is very helpful. So your header, your payload, and it is the combination of the encoded algorithm, which is the combination of Base64 encoded header plus dot plus Base64 URL encoded payload, comma, and your secret key here. So this will be generated something like this, and you can verify basically how to do that. So hope you like this video, and if you have any questions, you can please comment on the section. I'll be trying to answer every question. Thank you.